I want to call to order the Leitchfield City Council meeting, the regular meeting of October 3rd. And we're first going to stand for the pledge of allegiance to the flag with Billy Dallas. I done the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In all my years at City Hall, this has been one of the shortest agendas that we've had. But we'll go right through that, and we got some visitors that'll be given the opportunity to speak when I get down to the part of the thing that says visitors. And you've had a chance, Lori had emailed you the minutes of the last meeting. You've had a chance to look over that. It was a special call meeting to which we were set the property tax rate for the city of Leitchfield for the coming year. And if there's any changes need to be made to it, I ask you to do it now. Otherwise, I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion.
Second? Aye. All in favor?
Aye.
Jessica won't be here tonight. She's vacationing. Billy Dallas, you're our approval and ratification of bill person. Have you had a chance to approve and ratify?
Yes, I so moved to approve without any deletions or additions.
Now here a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we've got to the point of visitors, and who wants to talk?
I have a little something quick.
Okay, come up, Rick, and right here.
First, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you all that represent our fine city. And I commend you for being public servants like you are, putting yourself out on a limb to run for office to see for the betterment of our city and for the county for that matter. It has been brought to my attention just for the last little while. I think it's important that you all need to know this. My wife and my boys have fielded questions in reference to if Harold Miller were to win the election, that I would be appointed to the chief's position. I want everybody to understand that, number one, the city of Leitchfield gave me 20 of the best years of my life. I am thankful. I'm blessed to have been able to work here for that period of time and move on. However, as much as I support this city and everything that you all stand for, I am not remotely interested. And I don't think it's a secret that Harold and I have been best friends since high school. I respect anybody that runs for office, but I don't like it when things like this are being told. My family has directly been called, stopped. I have been called. I've been asked multiple times if I'm interested in the position of being the chief of police. I have zero desire to do that. Not that it wouldn't be a wonderful job. I think it'd be one of the best jobs. But I personally am not interested. I've given my 34 years in law enforcement, and I'm very happy to be where I'm at. I would like to believe that I've been in the election cycles before. I've witnessed many of them. I'm a firm believer that if we all run for office, to whoever this pertains to, let's run on what we can do. Let's not run on what our opponent can't do. And I just ask everybody to keep that in mind. But the biggest reason why I'm here is to tell you all that I respect David Riley with every ounce that's in me. I think he is a fantastic chief. I think he's done a great job. I think he'll do a great job until the day he retires. David and I had a conversation earlier. He had heard this also. And it bothers me so that he and his men would even have to entertain that thought. It's unfair. It's not only unfair to me and my family, but it's unfair to those men that work up there, that they would even have to hear that. So I wanted you all to hear, for the betterment of this city and for our county, I respect you all enough to ask, if you do hear that, please nix that. That has never been on my heart. And Harold knows that. We've never discussed that. That has never been an issue. So I would ask you that if you do hear that, please nix that, because I love this city, but I have no desire, not that he would even, if that were the case, that he would appoint me. So in closing, I want to thank each and every one of you all for what you do, giving your time, giving your service to this wonderful city that we live in. And I appreciate you all.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
You've done a good job serving our community, and you was a good sheriff and a good police officer as well. Anybody else got any comment, Rick Clemens? Teresa, is your group want to, anybody there? Okay, Pudgy, this is a visitor time. Did you want to say something? Harold Miller? Scott, did you want to say something? This is the time. Okay, Earlene, we're down to you. Second final reading of the ordinance amending the text of the Leitchfield zoning ordinance to create an exclusive use zone. And this will be our second reading, so we'll vote and approve on this tonight.
Yes, it will require a vote, and it's individual vote, so. Whereas the City of Litchfield Planning Commission of Litchfield, Kentucky held a public hearing on August 8th, 2022 at 5 o'clock p.m. at Litchfield City Hall, 515 South Main Street, Litchfield, Kentucky, to discuss the possible amendment of the Litchfield zoning ordinance to create an exclusive use zone, and it received no public objection to the proposed text amendment, and the proposed amendment has been recommended for approval of the Litchfield City Council by recommendation of the Litchfield Planning Commission. Whereas it is appropriate to amend the ordinance to create an exclusive use zone classification to allow flexibility in the development and use of particular property, it will allow specific site and use standards to be enumerated and applied, whereas such standards will protect the public health, safety, and welfare more adequately, will assure more equal treatment of the same or similar uses, and allow uses and site standards that will promote the needs of the community. Now therefore be it ordained by the City of Litchfield, Kentucky as follows, that the zoning ordinance be amended and readopted as follows to create the following additional exclusive use zone classification. Add language is signified by a solid line drawn beneath it. Purpose, where in the City of Litchfield there are a number of land activities that have characteristics of operations or development that do not readily permit classification in the usual residential, commercial, industrial, public, or agricultural districts. However, they are necessary to the livability, development, or economic health of the community, or of such character that their specific control is necessary. Some of the activities are permitted as conditional uses within the particular residential, commercial, industrial, agricultural, or public zones, but the need for specificity, enumerated performance standards, and site standards make inclusive is a conditional use in a particular zone inadequate, since the restrictions in each zone must be applied equally to all uses within the zone to endeavor to ensure consistent and equal treatment, and the conditions that may be attached by the Board of Adjustment may result in treatment that is inconsistent and unequal. The exclusive use zone classification will allow flexibility in the development and use of particular property, will allow specific site and use standards to be enumerated and applied. Such standards will protect the public health, safety, and welfare more adequately. Activities and properties placed in an exclusive use zone are those which are not capable of ready classification, such as residential, commercial, industrial, public, or agricultural, which require a specific, unique regulation unnecessary or inappropriate to other uses properly classified to the zone. Each zone shall be designed exclusive use zone, etc. in order of adoption. Each exclusive use zone adopted shall be included as an appendix to Article 3A of the zoning ordinance of the City of Litchfield. Requirements, site design, locational standards such as lot yard, height requirements, landscape buffer, sign restrictions, access design requirements, drainage requirements, off-street parking requirements, other site and design requirements determined to be necessary to make the exclusive use compatible with neighboring land uses likely to be affected by such activity or use. Performance bonds may be required, setting forth the amount and duration. Exclusive use zone is approved in the same way as a zoning map amendment. A recommendation concerning the approval of the designation of exclusive use zone is forwarded to the City Council after a public hearing for its final action. The specific steps for approval in order of occurrence are as follows: pre-application conference with zoning administrator to review requests and provide suggestions concerning timing, designation, site design, and layout. Application provided by the Planning Commission office is completed and submitted prior to established deadlines. All supplemental materials or attachments must be submitted, or the application will be considered incomplete, not accepted. The Planning Commission shall hold a public hearing as for proposed map amendment as provided by KRS 424, Chapter 10 of the Comprehensive Plan, Section 210 of the zoning ordinance of the City of Litchfield and KRS Chapter 100. The public hearing shall consider all aspects of the application. Within 30 days after the last public hearing on the application, the Planning Commission shall prepare and transmit to the City Council and the applicant specific findings of facts together with its recommendations to the City Council with respect to the action to be taken on the application for an exclusive use zone. The City Council shall have a period of 60 days to approve or reject by resolution the application. If the application is rejected, the written reasons for such rejection shall be made available. The development plan will be considered as a preliminary plat. After approval by the City Council, a final development plan shall be submitted to the Planning Commission for its consideration and approval. The submission of the final development plan must be made within 120 days of the final approval of the exclusive use zone designation, or that designation will become null and void. The Planning Commission shall review and approve, if appropriate, the final development plan. Within 2 months of the approval of the final development plan, a copy of the final development plan with appropriate original signatures affixed shall be filed with the Grayson County Clerk as a plat. Failure to file a final development plan shall void the development plan and the exclusive use zone approvals. After the filing of the final development plan, the owner developer of the property approved for an exclusive use zone shall have 3 years to develop the property as set out in the final development plan, or the development plan and exclusive use zone approval shall become null and void. And we'll go ahead and take a vote. Does anybody have any questions?
Tyler couldn't be here tonight.
No, Tyler's actually out on vacation this week, but I talked to him. So if anybody had any questions, I could answer them for you.
Anybody, Billy?
No, I don't have a question.
No, sir.
Well, we're looking for a motion and a
I'll make
second.
the motion.
All in favor? We're going one at a time, are we?
Yeah.
Moon? Clayton?
Aye.
Margie?
Aye.
Let the minutes show it passed.
And I just want to note that there still will be a public hearing, and you all will still have to vote on, these aren't automatic to use that zone. They'll have to be permitted, so.
I understand.
Thank you, Earlene. Okay, we're down to unfinished business, and David Riley's not in his office this week, so we'll have Brandon sitting in for him. And we also got unfinished business under garbage cans. So Wesley, why don't you tell us a little bit about garbage cans?
We are still in the process of getting everything lined out, so hopefully they'll be ordered by the end of next week. I gotta get the logos sent to them, different things. I mean,
Okay, how many we're ordering?
2,500, I believe.
Is that right? That's a lot.
I think there's 2,170 customers right now that we have. So
Is there
that's-
anything else of the Public Works Department that which you can name us to us tonight?
Not right off. Hopefully by the end of next week, we'll be putting rock on the new section of the walking track. I talked-
Well, continue on the walking track, and I went over there earlier, the pavers have been done, they look real good, and we got confidence the walking track will connect that
Yeah.
bench up there better, or better than what it was
Oh,
before.
yeah, I think so. And I mean, if everything goes good, they're working at Walmart right now doing the blacktop.
Yes, they are.
You've probably seen that. It's a,
Do you have any
Amazing.
idea when that the handicapped veterans will be able to
well, I've got rock down now.
get
That
that
you can go.
wheelchairs?
Yeah, and hopefully if they put the rock down by the end of next week, then the week after they'll start paving. As soon as they get it paved through there, then they'll pull that back. And so hopefully just within a few weeks.
I'm just hating all this good weather that
Uh,
Brandon, is there anything that you want to talk, anything in the police department? You got your boys back from the academy? Didn't we have some up there?
We've got one graduating at the end of this month, if all goes as planned, and we've got two that are due to graduate in December.
Okay,
Then
good.
they'll
Thank
go
you.
through the field training program, and then we'll have them boots on the street.
Thank you, you're doing a good job. Earlene?
I hope to have either a first reading or a first draft of the mobile home initiative program like we did with the houses. Tyler and I had been discussing that for a while. A couple ideas we threw out was whether that was going to include mobile homes, whether it was modular homes, and we would just want to make sure we have the definition precise on that. Also, something that we wanted to throw around to the council was the idea of expanding that to include businesses, because we've only had residential homes. So we could approach it as, you know, we could implement them at the same time with the modular, you know, mobile homes, and then also for the businesses. Now, a business, of course, could be potentially larger than a residential home. So I think the mayor had talked about maybe doing square footage and having a scale. You know, it's up to you all, because it's gonna come down to
We'll
you.
have to, otherwise we'd be bombarded with large, a lot of large stuff. And Earlene, I think that, I got that idea from for the mobile homes. We were watching a video in here, Billy was with me, and I think the city of Henderson's doing that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, I think we had got that idea from some other city or county, I believe. But just to let you know, it really makes a big difference having some kind of program like that available, because it cuts down on the work the code board has to implement, because a lot of people, once they find out about those programs, they'd much rather do that than me have to have, you know, Public Works go out there and tear a house down and put a lien on a property and
right.
all those things, so.
I think we're at 21 houses in the city.
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea, you know. I just don't want to draft something if we're not going to approve it, so I just wanted to get a feel of how you all felt about it, if you had any questions about it.
Wesley, do you take block and brick?
We do, but we put it in the back with where our field goes. I can't send it to a lot. We do some.
I mean, you get into some business, especially downtown, you might get into a lot of block and
Yeah.
brick,
But we've got a place we can put in.
good deal.
With a mobile home, we talked about getting rid of the framework too, the metal.
And we can recycle it too. There's a value to it.
Yeah, the modular and double wides or whatever, they have twice the amount.
Well, that's right too. We may have to set two different rates.
Yeah, we and Tyler had talked about two different rates, even defining it, like for now, we could even just keep with a single wide and then see how that goes. We could always expand it. I could amend it or just do a whole other.
I guess that'll get into your square footage.
That could, yeah, and we
That-
could
that
even
would
do
take
that
care.
based on square footage. So there's a couple ideas. So is that something you all just want me to bring a rough draft first, or you just want me to bring a first reading, or?
It
is
might
it-
bring us back a multiple choice.
Okay.
Here's what
multiple choice.
Henderson's doing.
Okay.
And, that's, lost my chain of thought, but our planning and zoning ordinance is almost designed in a fashion that's difficult to replace old abandoned mobile homes, because you gotta put one back the same length and width that's existing. So a lot of them are outdated and they can't buy the same size, so it costs them to have to repair those and try to keep them. That's the reason you look at Lowe's and other trailer parks, the owners try to patch them up because they know once they pull them off that they're stuck. So, but I think the abandoning of the mobile home, I know some mobile home owners that's going to use that. And I said the business thing, we'll wade into that and do a square footage on it as well. That's so much cheaper than fighting people in court.
It is a lot, it is a lot cheaper, and I think a lot of people just kind of need a push sometimes when it comes to the dilapidated properties, so.
Well, you can probably get it done through this program quicker than you can go
You
through
can
the
get it
court.
done a lot quicker. And
You
a lot
do.
of, yeah, and Tyler's really good about sending letters and informing people about the programs. He's really good to work with people, so I just think that's a better bet than going straight to filing a petition to condemn something. so.
The Tony Ventress property, which was Robert Wright's property, they had bought a demolition permit, and it expires in December. So he's letting the descendants know that they have bought that, they've done a little work onto it, but he's notified them that that permit expires at the end of December. We'd like to have some of that.
And some of the properties we run into the issues, there's estate issues, people incarcerated issues, so.
That's right.
Sometimes there's things that hold them up, so, but.
Anything
I'll-
else, Earlene?
No, I'll try to bring some kind of rough draft or something next
Okay.
meeting, so.
Lori?
The only thing I have, just want to inform the council of some changes we're having in the office. Gina Blanton, who was one of our AR people, has decided to quit, which last Friday was her last day. She has some foster kids that she's getting ready to adopt and wants to be able to stay home and spend some time with them. So Kayla, who recently was up front, that's who Gina replaced, she's in accounts payable, is going to go back up front, and we are looking for an accounts payable person. We're taking applications and resumes through tomorrow. It's been out in the paper, so, but I think we've got some good applicants.
5 or
The
6,
ones I've
don't you?
seen already, yes.
Anything else, Lori?
No, that's all I have.
Okay, the next chamber luncheon will be October the 13th. Please let Lori know by Friday, October 7th, if you plan to attend. East Main Street Market, this weekend's the last weekend. We've got a Friday night concert with one of the guy that plays piano for the Gaithers. And I'd like to have 1,000 people here, so come out. He's, I really talked him up. He's a blind piano player. And Saturday night, it's going to be, I don't know the name of the groups, but it's going to be whatever Elsa and Danielle's got. And the last one was probably our lightest attended, but the weather was mediocre. And with the gospel group, if Mr. Moak gets here and the weather's bad, he's going to go to the First Baptist Church. And the First Baptist Church has also agreed to us to letting them, we're going to get his food, their food at Farmers. We're going to use that, that's where they can eat, and he'll come over to the stage from there. But somebody will drive him because he's blind, Margie. Moon, we're up to you.
Them pavers over there at the memorial need good cleaning.
Well, they've just worked on them, Moon. They worked on them Thursday and Friday. Last week cost us $650.
Has it rained since then?
No. But now, all those that were sinking down,
I've been over it twice today.
okay. Well, I'm like you. It looks to me like there's some dust or something on there, but they've been put back right. I think we need rain. I just came from over there. Margie did too. Anything else, Moon? You sure? Clayton Miller?
No.
You sure?
Yep.
Margie?
No, sir.
No, sir.
I think it's worth noting that Discount Interior sold, or Big Seven sold, and hopefully the rumor is we'll still have a furniture store. So that's great for downtown, be a business there.
Don't want no empty
So-
buildings, Billy.
I'm sorry?
No empty buildings. They don't pay us nothing.
No. No, so I think that was a good deal that happened there.
I do
So,
too.
But I have nothing else, Mayor, for you.
Can I hear a motion to adjourn? Second? Margie, all in favor?